What's going on, guys? Well, we knew this was inevitable, guys. But today it became official. AC Milan sells to Reijnders to Manchester City for 55 million euros plus 15 million in add-ons, guys. Now, guys, where do I begin, honestly? Like I just mentioned, we obviously knew that this deal was inevitable. The minute we heard that Manchester City was interested in Tijani Reijnders a few weeks ago before the end of the Serie A season, we all knew that this guy was probably going to be playing his last few games in AC Milan. Should it end up being the case, obviously, as we saw today, Fabrizio Romano reporting that the deal is done. Here we go, as he always says. And man, this is just another difficult pill to swallow for us AC Milan fans, guys. 2 times in 3 years now, we have watched fan favorites walk out the door for just money because the money was good enough, guys. We had to watch a fan favorite, a beloved player in Sandro Tonali, walk out the door a few years ago because Newcastle offered an astronomical number. Very close, similar to Reijnders, but obviously a little bit more, of course, but just unacceptable by a team of AC Milan standard, guys. We are becoming now the Borussia Dortmund of Italy, guys. It's absolutely pathetic to me to see where this club is going. This management makes me sick to my stomach, especially Giorgio Ferlani and Jeffrey Moncada. Do you believe these two people? Especially Jeffrey Moncada. This guy had the nuts a few weeks ago and say, oh, Reijnders is 100% staying. You know, AC Milan is the best team in the world. Really? And then Giorgio Ferlani saying too, oh, it's not a necessity to sell players. We don't need to sell anybody the way the books are. And then what do these guys do later? 3 weeks down the line, they sell Reijnders, guys, our most important player. Serie A's best midfielder of the year, guys. 11 goals in Serie A for this guy. And this team decides, yep, we have to sell him because we screwed up and didn't qualify for Champions League. Now we got to pay for it as fans and watch our best player walk out the door when you could have sold a bunch of dead wood and accumulate the money that way. You could have sold so many guys. Today, Kalulu got bought by Juve for 14 million. They're going to sell Marco Pellegrino. You could sell Cheek, Musa, Pobega, Adli. You know, just to name a few guys. You know, it's just incredible to me that this is what Milan came down to, saying, yeah, we need to sell our best player. And we might not even be done yet selling our best players. You know, possibly selling Magnan. But Chelsea value him at 10 million. They're insane to think that. You know, Milan want 30 million for the guy. Understandable. But no way in hell Milan should sell Magnan. They should be renewing him. Max Allegri wants him renewed. Teo, on the other hand, Milan accepted an offer of 30 million plus 5 million in bonuses, guys. And Teo doesn't want to go to the Saudi League. These are the problems with Milan's management, guys. You know, selling your best players when they should not be moving anywhere now. Now, I understand Reijnders, this is not even his fault. The guy's going to make 8 million a year till 2030. Milan just renewed the guy in bloody March until 2030 for 3.5. Of course he's going to go to Manchester City and play with one of the best managers in the world than Pep Guardiola. A team like Man City who's in the Champions League every year competing for titles. Obviously he's going to go. I don't blame the bloody guy. You know, the guy loved Milan. He told us many times how much he loves the city, he loves playing for the team. But you knew. Once he walked around the field with his son on his shoulders, you knew that was goodbye. You just knew. And then on top of it all, AZ Alkmaar have a 10% resale value. Are you bloody kidding me? 55 million euros plus 15 million in add-ons is a joke. Reijnders is at least worth 80 to 90 million, easily. Man City bought Grealish for 100 plus a few years ago. This is a joke. They bought this Gonzalez kid, City, 6 months ago for 60. He doesn't even play for City. And this club here decides, you know what, we're good, we're 55 plus 15. You know what I think happened? They were scared City were going to walk away if they upped their price. So they said, you know what, let's take this money and reinvest it in the squad. Regardless, if City could offer us more, we got to take what we can get. Because that's what these guys are. Take what we can get. You know, they don't think about the value of the player or what the product on the field matters. They don't give a shit. You know, now you got to replace a guy like Reijnders. Listen, I understand that Milan are close to possibly signing Luka Modric. I get it. But he's 39. He will help this team dramatically in a lot of ways, I think so. But we need a guy who's in his prime. Reijnders is 26. And now I'm possibly hearing that Allegri wants one of his favorite buddies, Rabiot. Adrian Rabiot. Like, are you kidding me? Rabiot is nowhere near the player that Tijani Reijnders is. We know that. Okay, sure, they want to go get a guy like Ricci. He doesn't have the same characteristics as Reijnders. I don't see any midfielder
that Milan can purchase that could score 11 goals for them. I just don't see it. And the type of play this guy builds up, the way he's got the way he has the ball in his feet, he's just a solid quality player, Reijnders. And he's becoming world class. He was becoming world class beyond our eyes. And look what's going on now. And it's so frustrating, guys, to watch this management spit in our faces, take us for fools, saying these things that they're not going to sell our best players, and then they sell them a few weeks later. There is no trust with this management, and it just continues to show. There will be continuously more distrust with this management if they continue to talk. Just shut up and let Iglitare do his job. All right, Fulani, Moncada need to shut up. I don't want to hear these two idiots talking anymore. The only guy I want to hear talking moving forward is Iglitare. That's it. He's the only guy. He's done some good things so far, but he's got a lot of work ahead of him, guys, with all the players coming back on loan. All the other players that he's got to sell and bring in to replace these players. Despite we're not in Europe, we don't need as big as a squad. But still, to watch Reijnders walk out the door after only 2 seasons, guys, is just painful and, like I said, a difficult pill to swallow. Seeing Tonali and him both leave in the span of 2 years is difficult. And we dealt with this back in the mid-2000s. Do you guys remember what happened when Ibrahimovic and Silva got sold? That was even worse. We entered the banter era for 10 plus years. That was a disaster. These two departures here in Tonali and Reijnders, they look like we're going in the same direction. This management cannot be trusted, and we will never have trust in them until the product on the field proves it. And these people continuously take our fandom for granted, our love for this team and passion for granted. I'm sick and bloody tired of it. These people continuously think, oh, you know what? We're good in the balance books. Make 13 to 14 million this year. Oh, we're good, guys. We're good in the balance books. Doesn't matter what's on the field. That's the problem with this management. I hate this management. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. And to see Reijnders walk out the door for that kind of fee is bullshit. He should have never left for that kind of money. He should have left for way more than that. City could have offered way more. But like I said, guys, take it if you can. Right? That's this Milan's management for you. Now, what else do they do? Like I said, do you sell Magnan? I would not do that. Do they sell Teo? It seems like they're pretty committed to selling Teo. But now I'm reading that Teo's willing to stay for 1 more year and then leave on a free. That's worst case scenario if you guys ask me. If that happens, that is really bad. It looks bad on Teo, it looks bad on the club, it looks bad on everybody. Now, I don't know what he's going to do. Now, it seems like they're going to get rid of guys like Chow. It seems going back to Germany. They're not going to renew a guy like Kyle Walker. He's going to go back to Man City, of course. Still some questions about Jovic, Sotil, Florenzi. A lot of work to be done regarding this roster, guys. But now you have such a massive hole you need to fill, regardless if you are signing a 6-time Champions League winner and a Ballon d'Or winner in Luka Modric. I love that they're bringing Modric in. Don't get me wrong, guys. Modric coming in is a great move for this club. They need the leadership. They need a guy like this who's loved the club since he was a kid. It's a dream move for him. Fantastic. But the problem is he's 39. He ain't going to play too many years, maybe 1 to 2 years at max. Stay in shape for the World Cup next year for Croatia. It's probably his last World Cup on top of it. So for him to play once a week is good for Modric, good for the club. But we need other guys. Ricci, I hope they get. I'm not crazy about Rabiot. I hope they look at other profiles. But I don't see Max Allegri not telling the club to go get his buddy Rabiot that he had at Juve for all those years. So, guys, today was a very difficult day for us Milan fans. But it was inevitable, obviously. We knew. The money's there for Reijnders. City have the money to offer us. Milan's management, they bend over the minute they see big money, especially for a profit. 50 million in profit after buying Reijnders for 20 a few years ago. We know Milan's management. Ooh, 50 million in profit. Oh, yeah, we're taking that. Well, don't forget, you got to give some to AZ Alkmaar on top of it, guys. But just a very frustrating day for us Milan fans, guys, to see a beloved player like Reijnders, who loved playing for this club. He said it many times. I know his family. He said they loved living in Milan. We enjoyed having Tijjani Reijnders at this club, despite it was only for 2 bloody years. Guys, such a short stint for a player that could have been at this club for such a long time, possibly a legend maybe, with all the Dutch players Milan's had in their past. He could have been another one. But, of course, with this Milan management, guys, if I was you guys, I would not get any names on the back of your Milan shirts. until this Milan management is gone, guys. You're wasting your money, honestly. Get a jersey, sure. If not, don't get a jersey. Don't give these people money. But if you are going to get a jersey, I suggest and recommend, don't get a name. I've seen people on Twitter /X, multiple people with Tonali and Reijnders jerseys, and I'm just looking at them like, not only is that disappointing, but it's just bloody sad on top of it all, guys. To see where this club has gone with these people in charge just makes me sick. And then they give us false narratives, saying they're going to keep players, getting our hopes up, and then they spit right back in our faces and say, no, we're just fooling you guys. We're taking the money. Now, the big question is, what are they going to do to reinvest it, guys? I don't know. Ricci's obviously going to be one option, 25 million plus 5 million bonuses. That seems to be the deal with Torino, guys. You know, if Milan sells Maignan, don't be shocked if Milan go back to Torino and says, we want Vanya Milinkovic-Savic on top of it, guys. So we'll see what happens there, guys. And since I'm mentioning Vanya Milinkovic-Savic, if I'm Milan and Iglitare, I'm making a call to the Saudi League and I'm calling Al Hilal and I'm saying, how much you want for Sergei Milinkovic-Savic? He's 28 years old, still has a lot of football left in him, guys. I would seriously consider Milan possibly trying to go and get Sergei Milinkovic-Savic from the Saudi League, guys. I think he would be the perfect replacement for Reijnders, guys. He's only a couple years older. You know, a midfield with him, Modric, and Ricci or Fofana. That'd be pretty something, guys. That'd be pretty good. But we still got to worry about the defense on top of it all, guys. You know, who are they going to get to help Pavlovic? I've been hearing a lot about Giovanni Leone, the 18-year-old from Parma. Really good young prospect, guys. About 50 to 20 million euros. I could see Milan going after him. You know, young talent. Allegri really likes him. Has a good relationship with Parma sporting director. So I could see Leone being a big target for Milan, guys. Does Milan go after a right back, or do you make Jimenez your starting right back? Or Salamakers, does he rotate with Jimenez, or does Salamakers play more on the wing coming back from Roma now? We'll have to see there, guys. And then obviously, left back's a big question, like I mentioned, regarding Teo. But guys, a lot of questions need to be answered before the season starts, guys. Preseason starts, preseason training starts in July 4th to 5th. Allegri's pushing it up a week early on top of it, guys. So wants to get the team in there early. Hopefully Milan are very quickly and diligent in the market, guys. Get your targets. Now that Reijnders is gone, guys, use that money, reinvest it properly. Do not go buy deadwood players like you did in the past with guys like Musa and Cheek, to say the least, guys. Pulisic was a great grab. Obviously, they're not selling Pulisic because they need to keep the fans here in North America happy. They want all eyes here from North America over there in Italy, guys. So no way in hell they would ever sell Pulisic. He's their golden boy, if you guys ask me. So losing Reijnders, it's difficult to watch, guys. Him and Tonali both gone in the span of 2.5 years, guys. We could have had such a world-class midfield if you had just added Samuel Ricci to that midfield. My God, it would have been great to see, but not with this Milan's management, guys. Just dreams and just not reality for us fans right now with this people in charge. But guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see more content. To Johnny Reijnders, thank you for everything, brother. Appreciate it all, man. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you're more. Ciao, guys.